trail by 21. So Howard sitting on the bench. This is the group Mike Brown has right now. And in the backcourt, Nash and Cook. Jameson and the ball is up. And it's Hill at the center, filling up the middle. And so he draws the foul on the shot. Trip to the line to shoot two.
Well, Gallinari had emerged into a top-flight scorer in this league. A deadly shooter at 6'10". Pretty crafty inside. I think after Kevin Durant, he could be the second-best small forward in the Western Conference.
And he knocks down the first one. And Danilo Gallinari, 6'10", Clark, great size at the small forward position. The upside here is terrific.
Yeah, he's really a uniquely skilled big guy. I love his IQ and craftiness. This is a very clever basketball player.
And the Lakers making a change here. Little pieces checked in. It's off his leg. And it's whistled away. And the Nuggets making a change here. Fareed is checked in.
Three-point.
Kobe dishes to Nash. Nash gets a screen from Jameson. And another basket for the Lakers.
Nice pick there, guys. He gave him the space he needed for the hoop.
Playing host to Toronto for the next one. That game is the first in playoffs that they're hosting. Wilson gets the ball out. It's on his foot. And they're saying
You're fired.
Well, you know, guys, we've talked before about all the advanced training methods these days. One of the newest ones I've been hearing about is called cryotherapy. The Mavericks are the first teams to really make it popular. It's like taking an ice bath, but taking it way up a notch, or about 10 notches. They actually use liquid nitrogen. You get it in the machine, and the air cools around the players to 185 degrees Fahrenheit. And it really keeps the players' bodies going and allows them to regenerate their energy.
Fareed against Kobe. Nash with a screen on Fareed. Outside to Jameson. Lets the three fly. There it is. It's Nash picking up the assists. Nash has got assist number 10 tonight with that last one. And going back to that cold treatment, Steve, the players really swear by it. It increases circulation, suppresses pain, and they say that after you get out, you just feel good.
Well, you know, players have always iced, Kevin, whether it's icing the knees or ankles or whatever. But this thing, I think, takes this treatment to a new level. And it's one of the reasons that you see guys like Steve Nash and Ray Allen and Rick Whitson beating at such a high level later on in their career. That's just
What the fuck?
They're just getting better offensively as the game goes on, making good choices and getting high percentage shots. And they're playing hard and playing smart too, Steve. They've just been very, very good.
Now, here's Watson. Back to Randolph. He passes it to Fareed. And Antonio Collins, the Lakers able to retain possession here. Here's a look at the schedule for the Los Angeles Lakers. They'll be hosting Orlando for the next one. That'll be the last of 3 straight home for the team. Gallinari with a screen for Fareed. And the Lakers game is in
Pinasalabas.
Let's come out for the Nuggets. We're playing host to Toronto for the next one. They can be a quick pit stop before hitting the road again.
And, you know, for the
Go.
really like to win.
Lakers have got all 3 of their shots to clock here in the fourth quarter. They came out of the break on a roll. Outside world peace. Nice ball movement here by the Lakers. Nash.
Oh shit. Let's go.
But he recovers it. Pocket 4. Nash. Carson defending. Here's Kobe. Good. And the assist goes to Nash. Nash has got his assist.
Kobe.
Piling up. 11 now for him. Back to Gallinari.
You know, it's kind of fun to look at some of the studies that come out of the sabermetrics community, these numbers crunchers. They've got their place. One of the recent ones studied player types and positions. One finding was that versatile
small
What
forward
the
who can shoot the
hell?
three-pointer are tremendously valuable as far as wins added to the total. Boy, did they ever make a mess out of that one. A terrible turnover.
That's
A
right.
platoon swap here for the Lakers. Big group substitution here for Denver. Kufas checked in for
Doofus,
Randall.
doofus.
Miller comes in for Kenneth Faried. Jordan Hamilton's checked in for Andre Iguodala. And Fournier.
Oi, sayang.
Knocked away. Blake with the
Breakaway.
steal. Gets the bucket. Steve.
Well, they're just feasting on all of these turnovers here, guys. Yeah, well, when opportunity knocks, you better answer it, guys, because they've done a great job of converting those errors into
Right.
points at the other end.
Clark Hughes talked about that study and the value of the versatile three-point shooting small forward, for instance. You know, there are not a lot of those, Steve. That's kind of interesting.
Yeah, it's changed the game, really, Kevin, when you think about it. Guys like Paul Pierce, Kevin Durant, Rudy Gay, Gallinari.
Jody Mix.
Because what great coaches are doing is moving those three men and playing them as small forwards. So you put those guys at the power forward spot and shooting threes out there, it just really opens up the floor and it changes the game dramatically.
Black is bad.
Here's Fournier. Hamilton outside. Takes a three. Rebounded by the Lakers. And here's the Lakers. They're on a 14-5 run.
Screen for shooters.
And the first player to experience the new amnesty rule was Chauncey Billups. No longer are players outright free agents after being
Tira.
amnesty. Actually go through.
Oh my god, Jody Mix again.
It used to be in the past the player was free to go wherever he wanted. Everything's falling now, and this lead continues to increase. Yeah, it's just way too hard to keep up with a scoring pace like this. I mean, and that's why the defense is having a tough time.
Here's Meeks. Gallinari with the rebound. Gallinari's got his third rebound tonight. And Chauncey Billups last season with the Clippers.
Woo!
It actually worked out for both. You know, he and the team, even though he got injured and had to miss a good chunk of the important part of the year.
Yeah, it was too bad that he got injured because he was playing so well for the Clippers. But it was the right situation. I like the way the system works, and I think it will continue to be fair for the players and the teams. You know, as the CBA goes onward, and we continue to see how it plays out.
And good on the basket. Book it.
That's a perfect up and under there. That's textbook.
And it's the Lakers ball. They're on a 17-7 run.
Oh my god.
The dish to Blake. Feeds it to Morris. Passes to Blake. Shot clock at 5. Over Hamilton. Blake misses. Nuggets have gone through they here in the fourth quarter.
Empty.
Guys are looking for a way to score here.
Yeah, they've had a tough time getting the lid off the
Patay na
basket.
naman.
No good with the elbow jumper.
That's a shot that he sometimes struggles with, but you can't fault him for taking it when the defense backs off like that.
Meeks. And again, the Lakers, no good.
Libre.
This just has not been his day so far.
Miller, the pass to Hamilton. Pass to Fournier.
48. Double A.
Dishes it to Gallinari.
Mismatch, oh.
Spins baseline. And
Oh
that's
my
collected
God.
by Hill. Hill's got his 7th rebound of the game with that last one. Too long in the paint, and he's hit with a 3-second violation.
Mix.
Well, last season with the condensed schedule, we saw teams really preserving their star players in the regular season, limiting their minutes. And frankly, I think it's something that should be done every season to save their energy for when it matters most. I think
Jordan.
And so he hits the technical free throw. Going back to what Clark was just talking about, an interesting stat over the last 8 years, there have been almost 100 occasions of players who logged over 3,000 minutes a season. And get this, none of those players, Steve, none of them went
Jody
on
Mix
to
again.
win.
that's amazing, Kevin. And I think of Greg Popovich and his handling of Tim Duncan the last couple of years, limiting his minutes and allowing him to extend his career. And the Spurs had another terrific season a year ago. So I I think it's something that you have to try to do as a coach. It's difficult because you don't want to lose your job, but you've got to be able to try to extend guys' careers and improve the quality of their play by cutting down their minutes.
Come on.
You know, with the altitude in Denver, a lot of Nuggets teams over the years have been built with speed in mind. And it makes sense because you come in as an opponent and you have to play against a team that gets up and down the floor. And that's not easy.
He kicks it to Gasol. What's the lead pass?
Hey!
And now here's Hamilton, the fast break chance. Throws down the breakaway jam.
And some instant offense coming for them after that steal.
Yeah, that's terrific, beautiful transition basketball. No chance at all for the defense to get back and set up.
Well, Steve talked about the altitude. For anyone that hasn't been to Denver, watching the broadcast, you definitely feel it.
Yeah, you can feel it. If you look at how the Nuggets have
Fuck,
played at
fail.
home over the yeyears, they always play well at home. They've had good teams, but the altitude is a part of that as well.
The shot's good from Fournier.
48.
What a finish with that hoop.
Run.
Lakers have gone 8 of 14 from the floor here in the fourth quarter. 2 on with the ball. Now Hamilton defending. And Ebanks kicks to Meeks. Hill, a screen on Miller. Meeks dishes to Gasol. Again, the miss by Gasol. Nuggets shooting not great, 40% for the game. Pass to Fournier. Down low. Shoots from 12. Good.
And we're now starting to see them get some high percentage shots in the paint.
Yeah, that's 5 of their last 6 buckets inside the lane, so they're getting really high percentage looks down there.
Big group substitution here for the Lakers. Dwight Howard, he's checked in for Hill. World Peace comes in for Devin Ebanks. Kobe's checked in for Meeks. And Nash in for Chris Dillon. And there's Kobe. That's good on the assist by Nash. Kobe's got 45 points.
He's performing at such a high level. That's why they're in the lead right now.
Now Miller.
Well, we talked about this topic before, guys, but when the Big Three formed in Miami, I think the desire for star players to play with each other really kind of took on a life of its own. And even though teams haven't really been able to do what Miami did, it's still something that is a dynamic that the league has to deal with.
Nash outside. Back to Kobe. Kobe is a screen from Nash. Over Miller. And there's him. That's good. An assist from Kobe. Kobe's got 4 assists in the game. And you know, Steve, going back to the star players trying to team up, Miami really upped the ante.
Whoops.
Guys look at the talent around them and say, I need to do that or I don't have a chance.
Well, Kevin, it's just not something that's easily reproduced, though. When you get superstar players all going to a city that's very desirable, that happens to have $40 million in cap room, I don't think it's going to happen a whole lot. But it is natural for players to want to play with other great players. I mean, that's how you win, after all.
What's a good swap here for the Lakers? And the basket by
Man, they have a huge advantage in points in the paint. Look at that.
And this defense is getting pushed around a bit too much for my liking. They're just not competing at a high enough level here.
Here's Fournier. Now the pass to Brewer. Out of bounds. The Nuggets will retain possession.
5 seconds on the shot clock. 5.
Just 4 to shoot. Fournier passes to Hamilton. Here's
Oh,
Kuzma.
so
He trains it as the
baby.
shot clock ticks down.
Yeah, they're not going to miss too many of those. That's high percentage stuff there.
Oh shit, turnover.
Stolen away. And Fournier kicks to Kufis. Fournier passes to Kufis.
Goofus.
Well, no question, playing in front of these big crowds brings a lot of pressure as well as excitement. A recent study found that for home players in clutch situations, they tended to excel in effort tasks like offensive rebounding, but struggled in the focus tasks like shooting free throws. Very interesting.
The feed to Duhon. side. Jameson. High post shot.
Ano na, shoot ba yan?
Hill kicks to
No,
the
don't
Knicks.
shoot it.
It's back to Hill. Backing in
Scott, bitch.
with the lead pass. Ebanks. He feeds it to Jameson. Kicks it to Duhon. Another left corner, they had their chance there, but couldn't get it to go. Going back to that study, I guess players on the away team didn't have that same struggle shooting free throws in the clutch.
Wow.
Did you notice that too, Steve?
Yeah, I think it's easier to shoot free throws on the road because the crowd is against you. Whereas at home, if you miss, you hear the crowd gasp and they're so disappointed, and you feel that disappointment. So as a result, you feel more pressure. It's kind of an ironic twist, but I think it's definitely the case.
And Hill backs him in. And out of
What the
Nuggets getting possession.
Putting
That one down later when they watch
Kaya
it
nga,
on tape.
bitch.
Steve Blake's checked in for Darius Morris. And Denver with a change here, too. Miller's checked in for Jordan Hamilton. 24 seconds left in the fourth quarter. Here's Miller.
Tira mo, tira mo.
Shot clock
Tira
at
mo.
6. Pulls up. High post. No good.
Alright. That's game.
Blake with it. And so it's the Lakers taking care of business here. They put on a show line, literally controlling each end of the floor.
Hey, what more can you add?
Now it's time to say so long. For Clark Kellogg, Steve